Hello again, everyone. It's been a little while since you heard from me, but I've got good reasons for that. I've had a lot going on, I've been working on behind the scenes, but you'll hear a lot from me in next week after my move, which is the big news, is that I'm moving to yet another state. I'm heading a little south, a little east. Make your guesses in the comments as to what state I'm heading to, but it's a little bit far from Oregon, but you'll get some clues soon. But you'll hear from me more after the 4th of July weekend when I start to settle in. But I mentioned this in my Telegram, and I've been active on both Telegram and on Twitter. You'll get those, I'll put links to that in the comments, or you can check an older video to find it, but you can just at my real name, or just go on to follow the leader. As far as Telegram, they're both free to follow me. I've been posting a lot on Twitter to try to keep active there. A little bit on Instagram too, but mostly Twitter for now. As you know, or maybe you don't, when you move to a new state, there's a lot to go on, a lot you're doing, a lot to get done, a lot of I's to dot, a lot of T's to cross. But there's been a few stories that come up lately. But for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I like to verify and I question everything, which is a good habit to have. So I question everything, and the latest story was about the Federal Reserve getting hacked, and it was a company by the name of Lockbit. I'll try to put a link to one of the stories at the bottom of the video. I'm doing this on my phone. My whole office has been torn down. Again, I'm moving, so it's a little bit harder to keep up with things, but I want to do this story and cover it and just give you an idea of why you want to trust but verify. Like, question everything, trust all. Always ask where the information you're reading from came from. What's the source, including stuff I present. So I try to provide the links and provide the receipts so you know where it's coming from when I talk about a particular story. But this company called Lockbit, I believe they're an outfit out of Russia, and they alleged that they had breached the Federal Reserve and had 33 terabits of information that they were going to release, and they were holding it for hostage and ransom and so on. I don't know what they were charging for it. I hope it wasn't Federal Reserve notes. I hope it was more like Bitcoin. But in any event, the deadline passed. They started to leak it, and it turns out it wasn't Federal Reserve data. It was a company tied to the Federal Reserve. It was Evolve Bank and Trust, and they are releasing that information. It's still to be seen whether it's sensitive information or not, but the reason I wanted to mention this story and talk about it is that there wasn't a lot of disputes or concerns from the Federal Reserve or the U.S. government about this data, especially considering that it was a Russian breach, almost to the point where they kind of wanted to be able to point the finger at that particular country for a lot of other reasons going on in the world right now. And we've got that particular interaction between two people that are running for an office. YouTube, I can't say a lot too much, but you know who I'm talking about, and that'll be televised tomorrow night, so it'll be interesting to watch how that plays out. And there's also a lot of questions and concerns about a particularly impactful event that's supposed to happen in the middle of July. I know that Cliff's talked about it. Another groups the Dick Allgire's group has talked about it. It seems to be that it's a dramatic event that's going to be impactful for a period of 24 hours or so and impact about 10% of the globe as far as the people. So you're talking about 800 million people, or about 3 times the population of the United States. So it'll be interesting to see what that is. It seems that it's going to be something falling in the sky or something in the sky. For those you just want to be prepared, if you're not knowledgeable about Project Bluebeam, I would look that up and understand what that refers to. But yeah, keep your head in a swivel, ask questions about everything, and keep stacking sats. I mean, the bottom line is that the dollar is still not doing well. Real estate is collapsing, and that's impacting banks. I tweeted out a video from Minenko64. He's very, very good. He's in the UK, used to be in the financial markets. He does great content, and he was talking about the exposure of the larger banks like JP Morgan and Chase, and the top 10 or so. And if you go about 12 minutes into that video that I tweeted out about, you'll see the amount of derivatives that they have compared to their net worth or their market cap. It's hundreds of times larger. It's the derivatives that they're exposed to in just the top 4 banks. It's well over the GDP of the United States. I think it's 5 or 6 times the U.S. GDP, and it's about 1.5 times the global GDP. So if derivatives blow up, kind of like in The Big Short, this would be even the bigger short and the entire thing would come crumbling down. So this is where you want to be prepared so you're not scared. So you have a little bit of crypto at a minimum, a little bit of silver and gold at a minimum, a little bit of cash at a minimum. Even in hard times, try to have something so you can fall back upon that. Of course, keep a safety stock of whatever you can. And if you can't do it all yourself, network with people find people that are like-minded, find a meetup, find people that are on forums that are in your state, and talk to them and just say, hey, if anything were to happen, let's stay in contact. Let's keep ourselves covered. I've got food, I can grow things, and you can do certain other things, and so on. And then lastly, I just wanted to point out, the crypto, it's still stacking sats. And also, going back to banking, this is mostly about a banking video. On Instagram, I did share a video from Lynette Zhang from I think it's ITM Trading. I hope I got that right. But another warning from the Fed about 6 other banks, probably some of the same major banks, about their ratings going down, or they're worried about their liquidity. So real estate's not doing well, which means the banks aren't creating financial instruments like mortgages. They're going down. Commercial real estate is tanking. I've tweeted about that as well. So, and then lastly, I wanted to point this out, and I would love to get your suggestions or even your thoughts, but I'm probably going to be rebranding in July. So I found that Litecoin Leader has pretty much run its course. It's harder for people to find if they're not looking for Litecoin. So I'm probably going to come up with a different name. Suggestions or thoughts are welcome, but I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to be. Guesses are welcome too. If you guess it right, maybe I'll come up with a prize to give you, maybe an ounce of silver or something. But in any event, look for a rebranding in July after I get settled in the new state. Guess that state too. And I'll be talking to you soon. So have a good 4th of July. I probably won't be talking to you until after then. And keep your head in a swivel. Enjoy the conversation between those two octogenarians tomorrow evening. And have a good one. Talk to you later. Take care.